Within this tattered teddy bear is not stuffing, but a living, breathing human, a prisoner of a heinous charade. Early 2000s, Savannah. Martha and Eugene Grimes, a couple revered for fostering children and aiding the needy, harbored dark secrets in their sprawling Victorian home. Guests, seeking refuge, were sedated by the Grimes and forcibly stitched into animal costumes, turned into unwilling performers for a perverse entertainment. The Grimes' grotesque charade continued undetected for 18 years, the truth hidden by the couple's veneer of generosity and community spirit. The horrors were unearthed in 2022 when a former foster child, triggered by the game Five Nights at Freddy's, recalled the trauma, leading to a shocking investigation. As the investigation deepened, authorities uncovered a mass grave on the property's outskirts. Amidst the overgrowth, many victims were found, still grotesquely bound within their costume prisons.
Check It was based on true story, part 2. So Eugene's parents had a maid that they treated very, very poorly. So for revenge, what the maid did was create a doll, use her voodoo on the doll to make the doll very demonic and evil. After Eugene received Robert, he would talk to Robert every day and Robert would respond back. Robert would always get up, move furniture, and break things. So they put Robert's little ass in the attic, and Robert wouldn't stop laughing.
This doll actually aged. Normally when you own a doll for a very long time, it starts to naturally deteriorate. But this particular doll actually aged. It got older, had wrinkles, everything. It ended up looking like somebody in their late 80s. So a lot of people believe that this doll is haunted. This family originally got the doll on Christmas. The doll was beautiful, had eyes that sparkled, and was wearing a lovely lace dress. The daughter played with it for years until eventually she got older. The doll was still in great condition when it was placed in a box and put in the attic. The doll was then forgotten about for years until one day when the family was cleaning out the attic. They stumbled across the doll and were shocked as the doll looked like it had aged. Apparently the eyes were the most haunting as they looked human. The family was terrified as they sensed a strong presence. And this still remains a huge mystery on how this doll ended up like that.
Within a small Tudor-style townhouse dating from 1621, you will find a collection of antique dolls that are allegedly haunted. The shop stands on the same road as Chester's most infamously haunted pubs. Various paranormal activity has been reported inside the shop, from footsteps to the giggling of children. Some years ago, a woman and her daughter visited the shop one wintry November night. Upon entering, they were greeted by a small girl around 6 that sat on a rocking chair whilst brushing the hair of her porcelain doll. The woman thought the child to be part of the shop's aesthetic, as she wore Victorian-era clothing. However, when her dress was complimented, the girl replied, "Thank you, Mother got it me before I died," then vanished before their very eyes.
In the 1960s, children in Pennsylvania spread stories about someone called Charlie No-Face, or the Green Man. The folklore depicted him as a faceless entity who roamed the roads at night, glowing green as a result of a disastrous industrial accident. Although the legend was already frightening, the reality was much sadder. The story starts with Raymond Robinson, who was 8 years old in 1919. He suffered a terrible accident when he was shocked with 11,000 volts of electricity, which nearly destroyed his face. Despite the severe disfigurement to his face and arms, he survived the shock, but to avoid being mocked for his appearance, he chose to lead a secluded life during the day, only venturing out at night.
One of the most unsettling spirit photos I think I've ever come across. Taken in the 1950s, this happy family shot appears to have been interrupted by some sort of being hanging from the ceiling. The family were completely unaware of any strangeness until the photo was developed. So what do you think? Is there a simple explanation for this one? One day in 1959, Miss Mabel Chinnery went to her mother's grave. She had taken her camera so that she could take pictures of the cemetery. She took a couple of pictures of her mother's headstone, then a quick photograph of her husband, who was waiting in the car by himself. Or at least they believed he was by himself. The couple were really shocked to discover a person wearing glasses sitting in the back seat of the car after the photo was processed. Mabel claimed that she instantly recognised who it was. It was her mother, the woman whose grave they had gone to visit that day. Experts have claimed this cannot be explained by reflection, nor is it double exposure. So what do you think? Can you explain this famous ghostly photo?
Animal but not animal noises, and he says he sees a lot of things darting in and out, shadow figures, all that stuff. So here we are. And he also said that lately his house is over. I gotta turn around. I think. I'm gonna start that over. The house is right over there. I don't know if you can see his lights, but things are coming from the cornfield over to his house and starting some ruckus. So he's wanting to know what it is, if I have to worry about it, or if he has to worry about it. I know I'm gonna worry about it. And just stop planting corn, because the corn's the only thing that brings him. He does beans every other year. So let's get into it here, y'all, okay? So he says he'll drive through here just to check on everything. And, oh boy, I hate it. And it goes really far back. But, he says he'll drive, check on everything, look at some of the stuff. What the hell's he doing? Oh my god, it just made a noise! Dude, screw this shit. I'm done. I've had it. I don't care if it's a short video.